these nourishing things when you are young. Your skin has access to a lot of these because you're just young. But as you start aging, your gut starts declining and it cannot absorb all the nourishment that your body needs for its sustenance. The reason our infusions are very special is because we source them very carefully. We have perfected the art of dosing it. Aging is a supply and demand issue. When you do not have access to some of these nourishing minerals, your body starts declining. So I'm going to show you some of the medications. This is like I just prepared somebody's infusion, but I would say that a very important component is something like vitamin C, and one very important other concoction is glutathione. The purpose of these infusions is to bypass your gut biome, which is like the Great Wall of China for some of these water-soluble minerals. Hello, and this is Dr. Din at your service again from Juvanni. Guess what we're doing today? We are going live talking about the same thing over and over again, which is the health and wellness of your future. And the health and wellness of your future will also be known as anti-aging. So if you are somebody who is interested in health and wellness and longevity, then guess what? I would suggest please listen to this and follow me. We will be bringing a lot of important information to you. These are things that you need to know about yourself, and these are basically informationals about anti-aging medications and machines that will assist you in preserving your system, not just for the few years that you will be young and vibrant and healthy, but for the entirety of your lifespan. So one of the very important questions that people ask me all the time, and guess what guys, I have been doing this for a very long time. Almost 12 years ago, I started into the health and wellness field, and there have been so many transitions in how we perceive and take care of ourselves. And a very, very important protocol that is usually now made a part of your body and your wellness is called infusions. These are skin infusions. If you do not know, your skin is one of the largest organs of your body. Your skin is also the barrier that separates you from the rest of the universe or the multiverse. And your skin, as you go through time, has to also undergo certain factors like staying stuck to this planet through gravity. So it does change through life, just like your internal organs age and get impacted and at some point decline and fail. Similarly, your skin also ages and at some point transforms and fails. It starts losing its elasticity. Listen, we're fragile. The world's best computers, however, we're also very fragile at the same time. But for the first time in human history, we have access to some medications, some combination of different medications that we are delivering into our system to preserve it. So internal organ preservation has been doing very well. So if your heart starts to fail now, guess what's going to happen? We will be able to resuscitate your heart and we will put it back together and we will not let you die. If you're in the United States, your healthcare will spend a lot of money on you to preserve your heart from disintegrating through time. But we do not grant the same respect to skin. And the disintegration of your skin will have an impact on your psyche. Let me tell you that. And this is part of our Juvanni's activism, where we want to inform insurance companies to also assist people in preserving their skin health. Hello, thanks for joining. Again, so if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about today was the vitamin infusions that we do. So vitamins and minerals are very important for your skin. Some of these nourishing things, when you are young, your skin has access to a lot of these resources by itself because you're just young. But as you start aging, one thing that happens is that your gut starts declining and it cannot absorb all the nourishment that your body needs for its sustenance, especially your skin or your hair. So what we tell people is that these minerals and nutrients that are very essential for you, and you know that as you're getting older, your gut cannot absorb all of these. Even if you take a lot of pills, it just won't get to the end organ. One important thing that you may consider doing is to put them into your veins. And some of these minerals do very well for your body and get to the end organ, and also cross the blood-brain barrier and help you preserve your software that's stored inside your brain, is to go through an infusion. So infusions are basically concocted at doctors or offices or wellness centers or anti-aging places. Like one of the anti-aging places, if you don't know, is ours. I work there. However, these infusions have to be provided by professional healthcare person, like a nurse practitioner or a doctor, because the things that go inside the infusion are basically compounded at a pharmacy. So this is not something that you make in your kitchen and then you start injecting people. This is something that you have to get from a pharmacy because these are chemicals. Guys, you're nothing but a chemical reaction occurring under your skin. Humans are nothing but a chemical reaction occurring under our skins. And then sometimes as you go through time, the reaction needs to be balanced. So based on that, the infusions are created. So what is so special about Juvanni infusion? The reason our infusions are very special is because we source them very carefully. We have perfected the art of dosing it, because remember, anti-aging is a dish that is prepared with the help of certain medications and then certain machines. So it is like a concoction that we prepare for everybody, and everybody is different. We're the same, yet we are very uniquely different also. And guess what? You are made up of some of these minerals. You are nothing but stardust. Your composition is based on these minerals. And as one of the reasons you age is because you don't have access. Aging is a supply and demand issue. When you do not have access to some of these nourishing minerals, your body starts declining. So one of the ways to reverse some of the impact of aging is to use some medications. Then some of these is also reversed by machines. Again, many of these machines are FDA approved and cleared to give you the results that you're looking for, but still, these are things that you have to accomplish at a doctor's office. And who will be the best person to give you these treatments? A doctor. I would suggest please go to a doctor, because a doctor has gone through a lot of data and experience, and they train for a decade before they touch anybody and before they start treating people. And they are taught to take care of diseases. So when a doctor starts practicing health and wellness and starts integrating different medications for you, that is a good place to start your journey into the realm of anti-aging. And the earlier you start this journey, the better it's going to be for you. Because if you start this journey before you've started disintegrating through time, then you will probably keep yourself together for much longer. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is the things that go into and infusion. So I'm going to show you some of the medications. This is like I just prepared somebody's infusion and I'm about to prepare somebody else's infusion. But I would say that a very important component is something like vitamin C, which is like a high dose vitamin C. And one very important other concoction is glutathione. So you would want glutathione, which is an anti-inflammatory compound, which is super important. I like to call it vitamin G now. It is really a great skin food material. I also like to add something called MIC. These are minerals that help with cleansing your liver. And then I also like to use B12. So my B12 is methylated, so a lot of people can absorb it better. And one other thing that I also like, and I actually add it to my infusions, is biotin. Now biotin sometimes can make some people break out, so if you're somebody who breaks out with biotin, you don't have to put it in. Then I also like to add something called thiamine. Now thiamine is really important also because it helps people absorb vitamin C better. So the doses of these medications can differ from one person to the other. However, if your purpose is for skin rejuvenation or hair, the protocol is different, the doses are different, because remember, the detail of medications and curating these infusions is in the dosing. Now, we also do it for weight reduction. So we have like a fat metabolizer like L-carnitine, which we also put sometimes for some people who need it. Now, I like to prepare these infusions in like either a liter bag or half a liter bag. I don't like the very tiny ones because I just like a little larger amount of fluid to flush out into the system. Because remember, we're putting it into your vessels. What other questions do we have? Let me see. What's the purpose of infusion? So again, the purpose of these infusions is to bypass your gut biome, which is like the Great Wall of China for some of these water-soluble minerals. These are very fragile little compounds. When you put them through your mouth, they will land in your stomach. And what will they face there? They will face your stomach acid, which is supposed to cleanse all the food and kill the bacteria and stuff. So these water-soluble minerals can face very strong beating in your stomach. So by the time they get into the gut, they have lost a lot of their pizzazz and their, it's like if you were all ready for a party and you were wearing this beautiful gown that you're going to go to your friend at, and then you suddenly find yourself in a storm where you're just stuck, and that storm just destroys your clothes. And then you are left to trek down the streets of where you can find entrance into your friend's place. So again, imagine being that compound that goes through your gut. It just gets completely stripped and denatured by the time it gets to the gut biome. Now your gut biome acts like a Great Wall of China. It allows some things to enter and the other things not to enter. So very important thing that you also have to understand is that your gut biome is as jaded as you are. You're not going to open your door and let just every stranger that's passing by in. So similarly, your gut biome, once it has its protein and it's some sugars and some hydration, it's like, no thank you ma'am. And most of the shit that you take as supplements, especially water-soluble supplements, they're basically denatured and they land in your toilet. And the only thing that stays in your body is the preservatives that they add to every oral vitamin supplement. So one great thing about our infusions is that we don't put preservatives in it. So we procure them like nice chefs would go and buy fresh vegetables, so they would put it into the infusion. That's how I like to do your infusions. But still, they have to be very safely added to your vascular system. And it's going to help you because many of these compounds are not only just great for your end organs, but for your brain health. For example, glutathione is also being studied very seriously for movement disorders and prevention of dementia. And hopefully, we'll be getting to those solutions very quickly. But you don't want to miss out on this. Do I add protein in intravenous infusions? Personally, I don't. I feel that your gut biome allows protein and it knows it evolutionarily. Your cells recognize it, and now we have like smoothies and protein shakes and stuff, so you can get it through your gut safely. What are the doses you use in anti-aging medication? So the anti-aging medications are several types, and there are muscle relaxers like meat tenderizers, there are collagen restoring medications, and again, the detail of any process is hidden into the dosages. And remember that when you see somebody who looks misshapen or looks stupid or does not look like themselves anymore, usually those people have been getting incorrect doses. They have been going to people who do not understand the dosing, because it's not a cookie cutter. Remember, you don't look like your next door neighbor. Your history is not the same as your next door neighbor. Your phenotype, your physical appearance is not like your next door neighbor. Therefore, the dosages should be different also, because we're all very, very unique. I hope I have cleared out some confusions about the infusions. One other question that people ask me is the price. If somebody's giving it to you for free, I would say don't take it, because these things are not free. Usually these are not inexpensive, because if you go to the right people who have procured the product correctly and these are preservative free and a doctor or a nurse is doing it, it should cost you, because it's not covered by insurance. So if you're in United States right now, it should cost you anything between $450 to $750. Depending on the size and the dosages. So that is the current rate as of 2023. Now, things change. Sometimes some things are not available. So when you procure it, it's so hard to get some of these minerals. But I'm sure eventually we'll all have access to these medications, because they are going to prevent us a lot of ongoing problems. I hope that answered some of your questions, but if you have any further questions about these things, please follow me. I talk about it all the time, and comment on my video, and I hope it helps. Now, can you find an infusion person in your area, wherever you're living? I am sure that you can. And currently, as far as I know, even these infusions are being made available even in third world countries. And even if you're in United States and let's say your deductible for your insurance is like $4,500, then I suggest that you should spend your $4,500 deductible actively and proactively in preserving your health by doing something like these infusions. How often do you need to do this? It depends on how young or old you are. So if you're over 50, I would suggest do it once a month. Now, if you're under 50, then you can do it once a season, a couple of times a year, but definitely you should be doing this after the age of 40. If you find it useful, please consider following me, and then I would be happy to share this information with you frequently. Take care, guys, and be well.